Okay, so hi, I'm Christopher Wydra with the Riverboat Twilight. Today we wanted to gather some folks who are river cruise enthusiasts. I think we got a great group. So thank you so much for joining us. And again, a quick introduction of who I have. So Meryl, would you like to start?
Okay, my name is Merrill Phillips, and I'm a tour operator out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Been doing this for about 20 years. And first time we ever went on the Twilight was this year.
Great. And what about you and Dwayne and Linda?
Dwayne and Linda Miller, we're from Eldridge, Iowa. We're about 15 or 20 minutes away from LeClaire. And we get over there once in a while. It's a neat little town, and saw the Twilight sitting there, and it's a neat little boat. And we decided, let's take advantage of it.
We've done this for the last few years. This year wasn't our first year. We've done this for the last few years with different cruises.
Yeah, this is why I asked you, because I know you're cruise enthusiasts. So Lori, what about you? Tell us a little bit about your background.
We have a company called Profit for You Tours, and we just took our first cruise on the Mississippi this year, just about a month ago.
Okay, great. And I understand you're also a tour operator, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then did you also took the cruise with your guests at the same time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we had 23 people total.
Okay, great. So the questions that I sent, I just wanted to ask a couple questions. I'm not expecting you all to answer them completely, but I'll direct the questions. So first and foremost, to Dwayne and Linda, why did you choose the Riverboat Twilight?
Well, first, it's a beautiful ship. It needs to be ridden on. And when we did ride on it, the crew is very friendly.
And it's close to home. It's only, like Dwayne said, 15 minutes from home.
And how many times have you been on the boat?
Several.
Several.
We've taken a 2-day cruise, we've taken a 1-day cruise, and we've taken several of the 90-minute cruises.
Right, so you've been on a lot.
Oh yeah.
Was the experience the same as it was let's say this year for 2020 with everything going on?
We haven't been on this year.
Okay. Okay.
One thing the captain did is he had some Calliope concerts, so we'd go over to Happy Joe's, get a pizza, and sit there and listen to the Calliope concert. He was entertaining the city, and we liked that.
That's great. That's awesome. It looks like Angela DeVere just joined us. Hi, Angela.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And can you see us? The only one we have actually audio with Lori, but she is,
Okay.
I think her camera's having some issues, so we're just going to talk to her. But we have everyone else. If you look at the spectrum, we have Meryl, who owns Land Cruise, and then we have Dwayne and Linda, who are a huge cruise enthusiast. Angela DeVere. Angela DeVere is not just a great friend of mine. She's ridden the Twilight a lot, but she's also the executive director of the Galena Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, good.
In Galena.
Everyone.
Galena's a nice town, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In fact, I sneaked over there and did a quick tour while I had time. So, yep.
Oh, good. Good. Well, I love to hear that.
Meryl, the next question to you. So what surprised you about the Twilight River excursion when you took the trip? What surprised you?
Well, I didn't know much about it other than I knew I wanted to do something safe with what's going on. It exceeded my expectations because of the food, number one, the quality and the quantity, but especially the quality. I mean, it was just wonderful, wonderful quality.
Right.
That was a nice surprise. The quantity was plentiful, borderline obscene. It was just right on for what your ticket price is. But probably the thing I really liked was the narration by the captain. I mean, I didn't think I was going to learn all that much. I thought I was just going to have fun and look out and take pictures, but the narration was wonderful about what's in this barge and that barge and where it came from, where it's going. So learned a lot.
He's really well versed in all that, and it's really great because he does depict a lot of stuff when he points out things on the different sides of the boat and things you're not necessarily seeing.
Yeah.
So Lori, next question to you. You look beautiful even though we can't see you. After you rode the boat, and I'm not sure what you expected, but what feelings or emotions lingered with you and your guests that you brought along after the trip?
I had one man come up to me and say, "Thank you so much for not canceling the trip because so many have been canceled this year." He
Right.
said, "I had healing to do I didn't know I needed. And it was just the perfect trip at the perfect time for
Yeah.
what happened this year."
Wow. That's great. That's a great organic compliment. I love that.
Yes.
I felt the same.
Yeah, that's awesome. So were all the passengers feeling pretty good after they had the experience?
Yes, I think it was one of the best trips we've ever done.
Wow, that's so great. That's so good to hear. Thank
Mhm.
you. Now, Angela, you've ridden several times. I know once with me, for sure. Tell us a little bit about your experience with the trip and if there's anything that you think would best describe this trip in a couple words.
Gosh, in a couple words. I think just really for me, it was every time I get on the boat, it's such a sense of pride for being able to experience such an amazing natural resource, pride in the area that we live in, because there's so many beautiful aspects to the landscape in this area, and the Riverboat Twilight is a perfect uh, venue to be able to experience that on. And every time I go, I see something new, and I just think it's stunning. The boat itself is gorgeous. The hospitality is wonderful, and I love going.
Those were not 3 words, but you did great.
Mhm.
I'm a writer, you know this.
I
Three
know.
words don't work for me.
No, I know. I get it. Lori, I'm going to go back to you for a minute. So based on what you do and you're a tour operator, was this something you felt kind of like really hit the bill and you could come back several times based on what everyone's been challenged with? And Meryl, I know you've been up against this. You have, your own company that does excursions and land cruise. Lori, is this something you think that the Twilight was able to do safely and felt good about how you experienced the trip with the protocols they put in place?
Absolutely. We will be back.
See, so that was 4 words. She got 4 words.
Mhm.
And what about you, Dwayne and Linda? How do you feel about? I know you didn't travel this year, but giving everything you take, and know what you know about the Twilight, is this something you'd be comfortable taking again in our next season or the remainder?
yeah.
I'd have confidence in anything they're doing. They seem very responsible. Both Carrie and the captain seem
Yeah.
very responsible about people's safety and outlook just around the dock and things like that. So
I know our daughter and her son, who's 8, they've done the Twilight. I think they did an afternoon Saturday cruise with them this summer, and she was happy with the way they had people spread out, and they only had so many people aboard. She said, "I felt very comfortable bringing my 8-year-old son on board."
plus our grandson got to see the captain up at Wheelhouse.
And that's
Did
a
you
nice
go-
thing
did you-
too.
did
They
you go
let
to
the
the
kids
wheelhouse?
go up and drive, and
That's great. Yeah, the pilot house is excellent. If you can get up there, it's a really great treat to talk to him. It feels like you're kind of like, seeing the pilot in the cockpit if you're on a plane.
right.
Right.
And Meryl, I mean, I know you're closest to this, so and you've had your own challenges this year. Your experience made you, besides loving the food, made you feel comfortable and good about the protocols that were the UV system and the spacing.
Yeah, I had talked to Carrie at length back when everything was shut down. They weren't even up and running yet. I wasn't up and running yet, but we were comparing, how are you going to do this? How are we going to do this? And I knew that how picky and finicky I am, and she appeared to be from the same school. So I had confidence going over there because of my phone conversations. And what I found was exactly what I expected. It was like right on. I mean, everything that could be done was being done. I knew my people were healthy when I put them on. 2 days later, when I took them off, I knew they were healthy. We brought them back healthy. We had such a good time. We turned around and a month later brought another group back just like it for a second cruise, different people. And I could tell them with confidence, everything would be fine. And it was fine. And they exceeded our expectations. So we'll be back in the future also.
That's great. And I think Lori brought up a really good point about how people, with all the stress that we've all had this year and navigating what all of us didn't know and didn't understand, and we still are in it, trying to figure it out. I think the fact that Lori brought up somewhere where people felt as though it was healing in a way they didn't expect. That was my experience. I just actually rode the boat last Wednesday, took a lot of photography for upcoming shots and upcoming social media. So it was really spectacular to be back on the boat, and I loved it. Of course, the weather last week was phenomenal to take a river cruise, and all of the foliage is changing so beautifully along the river. So it was really therapeutic for me as well. I even got a tiny nap in, but don't tell Carrie that.
That's easy to do in a rocking chair.
It is, isn't it? So I'm going to ask y'all each one question. So Meryl, I'll start with you. What's one word you would use to describe the Twilight experience?
Classy. Classy.
Okay. Dwayne, Linda?
Invigorating, I'd say.
I like relaxing because
Okay. Angela?
Unique.
And how about you, Lori?
Healing.
So great. Well, you guys have been great, and I love your honest opinions and your sharing your experiences with me and us. So thank you so much for joining us. I know I took a little bit of your time tonight, but I'm very grateful. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm in gratitude that you joined me tonight. Don't stop exploring us, and don't stop being safe. I really appreciate everyone being with me tonight. So thank you.
Good.
Thank you,
Thank
Christopher.
you.
thank you, Christopher.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Love from the
Bye.
Twilight.
Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you.